And so we're going to first talk a little bit about math, and then we'll come back to the behavior piece. And I have some new data to show you. One of the things you'll see up on the behavior piece that's new is the Sabers, which is a part of our FastBridge universal screener. And so this is a piece that we're going to implement the Sabers piece this year, and we'll do it 3 times a year as well. And it's like a screening that the teachers can do with the students, and our older students, our 3rd through 5th graders, will also do it themselves as well. So it'll be wonderful to have a teacher's perspective on how they're doing and a student perspective on how they're doing. And then that information will just help us as we do different friendship groups or social skills groups or different things as a building. It'll definitely be information that we'll share with you at conferences as well, so that we can look at the social, emotional, and academic, how the child is feeling with all of those pieces as a whole. So, okay, so here's our math data, and I've got the last 2 years up there. And so the yellow, what you can see there is that those are the 2 places where we actually went down a little bit. And that's why we're working on it. That's about all I can say about that. So if we move on to the next slide, there's a bunch of things that we're doing differently this year to really try to target the math. One of the pieces is that the school board and our superintendent acknowledged that we needed some math support, and so we've brought on Marnie Gaylord as our math specialist. 0.6 of her day is spent focusing on math. And that is also, she's directly pushing in with kindergarten and with the 3rd through 5th grade, actually teaching a group. She's pushing in for 90 minutes teaching. I'm pushing in for a half an hour to teach as well. So then we've also done some new things. So we're continuing with FastBridge. We've also added, let me see, I'm on the wrong page here. Here we go. We've also added some new diagnostic assessments in math, which will really help us kind of pinpoint and break down some more specific skills that kids might be struggling in, so we can target those. We've also identified some common math assessments, which also piggyback on the I can statements in the data binders, so that by the end of the year, we should actually be able to show you for your child which I can statements they have mastered. And so we're really looking forward to bringing that to you this year and really sharing that information with you. So far we've talked about 2 things that we're doing to change and impact our math. A 3rd thing that we're doing is that we've done a huge schedule change this year. So for 1st through 5th grade, math is happening in the morning, which is a huge shift. And it's a long chunk of time. For the 1st and 2nd grade, it's 60 minutes, and for the 3rd through 5th grade, it's a 90-minute chunk. For kindergarten, theirs happens right after recess, their lunch recess, and that's also a 60-minute chunk as well. So we're really excited about moving it into the morning. The other thing that we were able to do with the schedule is that we, for the most part, have reading in the morning. The only group that doesn't have reading in the morning is our 4-5s, and they're going to have reading right after lunch. We also added a 30-minute block that's called this new intervention extension time, and that's the 30 minutes that I'm pushing into too every day. And so that is for the 3rd through 5th graders. We're going to be really dividing them into very small groups so that we can really dive deep into some of the skills that they need to work on specifically for them, and then also extend for our highly capable kids. So we're really excited about that. And so then the 4th thing that we have done differently this year is we are also piloting 2 new math curriculum. And some people have asked why we're doing 2, and the long and short of it is that I had 2 teachers who spoke very highly of both of these programs, and we looked at references and we looked at their models, and we decided to give them both a try. And so in the K2, we're doing a Bridges math program, which is very hands-on and more oriented small group instruction, a lot of manipulatives. And then in the 3-5, we're doing My Math. And with that also comes a online component, which is called Redbird, which you're going to be hearing the teachers talk about as well. And one of the nice things about Redbird is that it gives its own leveling assessment at the beginning, and then kids can also progress through that at their own pace. And again, it's another one of those checks and balances to help us check off those I can statements for mastery. So we're really excited about that. My Math gave us a wonderful, well, we're very supportive of it. We basically paid for professional development, and they gave us everything free of charge, which is pretty amazing. And so that was from McGraw-Hill. So we're pretty excited to try that out. And you can see on your PowerPoint, you have the links if you want to go check out some more information about those programs. They're pretty exciting. Okay, so I have just a few more minutes. So one of the things that we also have to make sure that you know, this is a part of ESSA, which is Every Student Succeeds Act. This is what replaced the No Child Left Behind, if you've been following our federal government's changes in education. And being a part of not only ESSA, but also being a school-wide Title I school, we have to make sure that we are reporting our progress to you. So that comes in a couple different ways. One, we have to make sure that you're getting your child's academic progress, and so that happens twice a year through the report cards. It also happens twice a year through the conferences. Conferences will be coming the third week, I think it is, the 17, 18, 19, isn't that right? I think it's the 17, 18, 19 of October. I just have it in the newsletter. I've got it out this week in the newsletter, so you'll see it tomorrow. The other thing that we have to make sure is that you know, and we notify you if there's a teacher that's not, that's working out of their cert area. We don't have anyone like that at the elementary school. As far as a classroom teacher, it'd be like if you had somebody who didn't quite have their license or something like that, and we're not in that position, but we have to make sure that you know that. We also have to make sure that you're aware that we do the annual state assessments for 3rd through 5th grade, and that you should be getting the results if you haven't in the mail as well. They were just recently mailed out. So those are things that the federal government says we have to make sure that we're regularly communicating with you. Okay. A couple other things we have to do is we have to actually talk about these things at this meeting, or we could have another meeting. Glenda and I thought it would be better just to put it all in one, so that's why we're doing it here. We also need to make sure that you're aware that we have under the parent little canister on the website, it's got our handbook, it's got our school improvement plan that you can look at, it's also got the parent engagement plan, it's also got the parent compact. It will soon have the Spanish one. We had to update it a little bit, so that's coming. And it also has, for October, if you're looking ahead, the goal setting sheets are already there. And so if you're wanting to look ahead as parents, you could print those out and start to think about goals for your child to talk with at the conferences. And if you have any questions, please come and talk to me. That's really important. One of the things that I try to do is to make sure that every weekend, we try hard on Friday, but it doesn't always happen, but we want to get you that newsletter, so that comes out every Friday, or at least over the weekend, so please watch for that electronically. There are always hard copies of the newsletter available for you in the office if you would like. I know classroom teachers are also sending out lots of newsletters as well, so that's wonderful. Check out our website. Every month I do upload the new photos from the Tardy Queen class and the Character Trait Award recipients. That all gets uploaded with their pictures, and so check that out every month. And also, maybe even in your head, mark your calendar mentally that almost every almost every month, the last Friday of the month, is our annual or monthly character trade assembly, and that's a wonderful event for you to come to and meet whoever our Tardy Queen family member is for the month and see the escorts, and then your child may be a recipient of one of the character awards. We do the high five drawings, it's lots of fun. This month we're going to be saying a special goodbye to our amazing staff member who's going to be leaving us very soon. So anyway, so that's another great way to stay in tune with us. Yes, I wasn't quite saying it because she just walked through, but you can all turn and whisper her name. You probably know who I'm talking about, okay?
She's not dying.
She's not dying. She's just moving to live to be with her family, but we're very sad to see her go. Anyway, we will be honoring her this month as well. And so, weekend packs. Margie, do you want to say something really quickly? I'm going to turn this over to Margie and Sandy, and I've given you an extra 2 minutes.